What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. Today, Bandai revealed the green cards for Set 5, and they also revealed all of the Super Rares. Now, we've already gone over the green cards, and we've already gone over a few of the Super Rares that are in Set 5 in a previous video. But, for those of you that missed that video, we're going to go ahead and go over all of them again, just because some of them are really fantastic. A lot of them are, in fact. Super Rares for this set are amazing. Let's jump right into it. So first up, we have Yamcha at 100%. He's a 3-cost, 19,000 power. His activate main says, once per turn, burst 5. If your leader card is a red Earthling card, for the duration of the turn, this card gets plus 6,000 power, can't have its attack negated, and deals 2 damage to your opponent's life when it KOs an opponent's battle card. So in a way, it's definitely a better Kaba. It's definitely a better 3-drop Kaba from Tournament of Power. But it's also, in a way, a better Gohan. Sure, the Gohan you can play for 2 energy, the Miraculous Comeback, but when this card attacks anyways, it gets the 6,000 power, so it's the same power level as Gohan, but you can't negate its attack, which, first of all, I'm so tired of them changing the wording on the effects when it's the exact same effect. This card's attack can't be negated, can't have its attack negated. They need to stop with that. But honestly, this is an amazing card, and for a 3-drop for the Yamcha leader, or even the Pilaf Oolong leader, this is an amazing card to run. And it does give me hope, too, that we'll get more red human, or red Earthling cards for leaders as well, so that it'll diversify our leaders a little more, and it won't just all be a bunch of Saiyans and, main character stuff. Then we have King Piccolo, Terror Unleashed. He's a 4-cost 20,000 with double strike. His permanent says, if a king's return to youth is in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. And his activate main for Sparking 10 says, once per turn, choose one King Piccolo, Terror Unleashed, or a king's return to youth from your drop area and send it to your warp. If your leader card is a red Shenron card, switch this card to active mode. So it doesn't really allow you to play this card with Namekians, unless you're running a Namekian King Piccolo deck with the red Shenron leader. I mean, I suppose you could, but it doesn't even fit the leader, to be honest, because that Shenron leader is the Pilaf saga, where Pilaf and traps everybody in his castle, and Oolong makes that wish. So this King Piccolo has nothing to do with that part of Dragon Ball at all, so to me it's just kind of weird. But I mean, you could try and do a red-green Namekian deck and run like the big 5-drop Evil King Piccolo as well, and just run a bunch of green stuff with a red leader. It's doable, but I don't know how well it will work. By itself, just running this with the red Shenron leader might just be better, but I'm not really satisfied with that. This card, on the other hand, is absolutely disgusting. It's Gogeta, Hero Revived. He's a 7-cost, 30,000 power with triple strike, barrier, and deflect. What the fuck, Bandai? Why does he need all of those things? You Union Fusion him for 2 blue and 3 other with a Son Goku and Vegeta. And what really pisses me off about this is not just the fact that, oh, they're trying to make Gogeta, like, the Gogeta cards are better than the Vegeta cards. It's the fact that the Gotenks cards all say, you have to use a Goten and a Trunks of the same power level to be able to fuse him, which makes sense and goes along with the canon of how the fusion dance works. This Gogeta does not, which is fucking stupid. Yeah, you have to use 5 energy to play him, but still, you just use any Goku and Vegeta. That's so dumb. Like, why make this so much better than the Gotenks cards or the Vegito cards? Like, I get it, it's Gogeta. People have feelings for Gogeta, even though he did all of one thing in that movie and it made no sense whatsoever because Vegeta never even learned the dance. That's getting a bit off topic, but the point being, it's just stupid. And his sparking ability is even dumber. When you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, which you have to have 5 energy to play it in the first place, choose a card from your life and place it in the drop area. Your opponent shuffles all the cards in their hand into the deck and then draws 3. So people that play this card have zero right to bitch about the cell chain. zero right. Especially since, yes, the Cell Chain, you can get it off earlier, and it only costs 3 energy as opposed to 5, but this guy has Triple Strike, Barrier, and Deflect. Cell has none of that shit. This card is just, it's so gross. I can't stand it. And the Goku Vegeta power level thing just makes it worse. One card I do really like, though, is Ghost Rampage Super Saiyan Gotenks. He's a 4-cost 20,000 power. He can't Union like the other Gotenks cards, but he's got Double Strike and Barrier, and his auto for Burst 5 says when you play this card, choose up to 100 of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less and return them to their owner's hands. That's right, I said 100. Why in the hell it says 100, I don't know, unless it's just this for the purpose of, hey, he's got an infinite number of ghost tokens he can make, you know, because he can make all the ghosts. They blow stuff up, so they're going to blow up all of your shit. And there's no reason you could ever get to 100, so this is just to ensure that he does. It's pretty insane. It's not as good because it sends them back to the hand instead of, you know, KOing them. But at the same time, some cards get effects when they get KO'd or they're sent to the drop. Also, you know, feels your opponent sparking as well as their overrealm, but this card is just so fucking funny, and I love it. It's great. For a 4-cost too, it's not too terrible, and then it's got Barrier. And Double Strike is pretty good too. It can be a good finisher to just take all of your opponent's shit and just bounce it. The only downside is he says choose, so Barrier cards will unfortunately be protected from him, and I think that's what makes him not as great as he potentially could be. I think he should say ignoring Barrier since he doesn't KO them. He just sends them back to the hand. Because, you know, they made cards like that Gogeta so stupid, abusive, and OP. But the Gotenks just, it could be a little bit better. If it got around Barrier, or, you know, it didn't send them back to the hand. Either way. But it's still a fantastic card, and I love the art on this card. Then we've got Infernal Change Janemba. We went over this card in last week's video. He's a 5-cost, 25,000 power with critical. When you play this card, you can't play Infernal Change Janemba for the duration of the turn. And first, his activate main, Sparking 10. Place this card at the bottom of its owner's deck. If your leader card is Evil Incarnate, which there are 2 Evil Incarnate Janemba leaders, choose up to 1 Janemba card from your Warp with an energy cost of 4 and play it. And there's already 3 or 4 targets now for that ability that are 4-drop Janembas. So, easily abusable. 2 different leaders you can play him with. It's just, he's really good. Now, luckily he only has critical. So, he doesn't have any milling effects or, you know, double strike or barrier, none of this shit. So, you can stop his attack fairly easily. Or you can just let the 1 crit slide unless they double strike it. And then you kind of want to stop it. But otherwise, it's just like an extra attack between this guy and the 4-drops, but they kind of all play into each other, so you could get some really nasty combos out of it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the Janemba stuff can do, and it's balanced. It's not as... I'm going to be salty about the Gogeta for a while. Then we have Twin Onslaught, Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. He's a 5-cost, 25,000 power with Double Strike and Deflect. His auto for Burst 5 says when you play this card, if your leader card is a green Shenron card, choose all your opponent's battle cards and KO them. If there are still battle cards remaining in your opponent's battle area, choose all of them ignoring Barrier, negate their skills for the duration of the turn, and this card gains dual attack. So dual attack, Double Strike, that you can't negate his play, you can't negate his attacks with blockers, so you have to negate them with negate cards. It's a really good card. Luckily, he is actually limited to only 1 leader right now, so he can't be too abused like Gogeta. But it's a really good card, gets around your opponent's barrier stuff, but the fact that it KOs everything. Doesn't matter how many cards you have, doesn't matter what their power is, what their energy cost is. That's really good and really gross, because you could have 4, 5, 6, 6, 7 cost cards, and they're still all going to die. For some reason, Bandai really loves Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Deflect, and just OP abilities. Just look at Triple Flash. Then we have Super 17, Cell Absorbed. He's a 6 cost, 20,000 power with critical, dual attack, and deflect. His auto, Sparking 10, says, when this card attacks, if your leader card is a green android, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them in the drop area. So you're ripping 4 cards out of your opponent's hand with this guy. He doesn't have barrier, but he does have deflect, so you can't negate his play coming in. You can't negate his skills or put him in rest mode or anything like that. And negating his attack doesn't really do anything because you're still going to lose the 2 cards per attack, so 4 in total, plus 2 criticals coming at you. And the fact that you can play him via Union Absorb just makes him all the more deadly. This is still my favorite super rare card we're getting in this game, in this set, and set 5 seems to have the best super rares out of any of the sets we've gotten so far. Then we've got Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta testing his limits. He's a 4 cost, 20,000 with blocker, double strike, and barrier. And during your turn, he gets minus 5,000 power. So on your turn, attacking with that double strike, he's only 15,000. And once per turn, burst 5. When this card attacks, switch this card to active mode. So he's kind of like a combination of the Piccolo blocker from Tournament of Power and the Android 17 blocker from Tournament of Power as well. He's got the double strike to go in for attack. He also gets to switch back to active mode, so you attack once for double strike. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, he goes back to active, and then you got a blocker with barrier. That is 20,000 on your opponent's turn. That's really gross. It's a good card though, and it's another good Vegeta card that we have. It kind of sucks that he's yellow, but at the same time, it's good because it gives us another yellow Vegeta we can run with the Vegito leader, and you can run quad-colored Vegito, whatever the hell you want to do with it. I like this card, personally. Then we have Frieza back from hell. It's another one of the super rares we revealed last week. He's a 3 cost, 20,000. His permanent says you can only have 1 in your battle area. Once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and it can't switch to active mode until the start of your next turn. And then once per turn, Sparking 5. If your opponent has 7 or more cards in rest mode, if your leader card is a yellow Shenron, aka the Frieza leader, and this card is in rest mode, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So, really easy to get his effect off, but also really easy to get rid of him. You just have everything swing at him to attack him, or you just blow him up. He doesn't have barrier or anything like that, so he's easy to get rid of, but if you drop to 1 life and your opponent plays this card, they can very easily take you out with little effort. Then we have Shenron, the Wish Granter. He's a 5 cost, 25,000. His permanent says this card can't attack, but his abilities are amazing. Sparking 7. When you play this card, draw 2 cards and then choose 1. Choose up to 4 of your energy and switch them to active mode. Or choose 1 battle card with energy cost 3 or less from your drop area and play it. Or choose 1 of your leader cards or battle cards and gains plus 15,000 power and triple strike for the duration of the turn. Oh boy, this Shenron might end up in every single deck. This might be a black staple that is more used than Sensu Bean. Because since it's a black card, you can run it in any deck. You can target any leader, any battle card, and give it almost double its attack plus triple strike. So imagine that Super 17. I'm already hitting you twice. I'm already ripping 4 cards out of your hand. I've also got 35,000 power and dual attack triple strike crit. Ew. Disgusting. I'm glad they made Shenron a great card because it's Shenron. It's what Dragon Ball is all about. But holy hell, this card is going to scare the shit out of me. When you see it played, it's going to be scary. They should have given him barrier because he is Shenron, but at the same time, I'm glad they didn't because at least give me a chance to get this off the board before you fuck my face with it. Then lastly, we have Black Master Saiyan, the Devastator. He's a 3 cost, 19,000 power with critical. During your turn, if your leader card is black, and there are a total of 15 or more Saiyan cards in your and your opponent's drop areas, when this card's attack is negated, or when this card fails to deal damage to your opponent in a battle with their leader, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's life and send it to their warp. So, the best way to deal with this card? Just take the crit. Just take the crit damage. At least it'll go to your drop area to fuel Overwhelm or Sparking. But if you negate him, they're still dealing a damage to you. If you combo out of it, they're still dealing a damage to you. And what's going to be really crappy is when they are attacking you and whatever, and you Sensu Bean your leader, or you Unending Awakening on your leader, and then they drop this guy. He's going to attack, and whether you do anything at all, his attack's going to fail if he doesn't combo, because he's only 19,000. That's a sick and disgusting way to abuse this card. Granted, will it happen that often? Maybe, maybe not. But they also have to have, you have to have a total of 15 or more Saiyans in both drop areas, and you have to have a black leader to play it. Maybe Mass Saiyan will come back, Xeno Trunks, or maybe even the new black leaders will be good too. You could definitely use him with the Shenron leader, and oh my god, giving this card triple attack with the Shenron leader. Holy shit. Alright, well that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. All the super rares in this set look to be fantastic, as opposed to some of the other super rares in some sets where they were just okay. This one, all around the super rares look great. They're all going to have amazing special rare art as well. I can't wait to see all of that stuff. I don't think I'll do a video on the special rare stuff. That'll be, I guess I'll leave that up to you guys to let me know in the comments if you think we should. All the cards will be the same. You'll just get to hear me talk about what I think about the special rare art. And which ones I would prefer to get. That's up to you guys. I don't care either way. It'll be a really short video. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like the super rares as much as I do, make sure you hit that like button down below for us. You know, we appreciate the support. We appreciate all of our subscribers as well. We are over 1,200 and still going, and it's just fantastic how much you guys have been killing it with the support lately. Let me know in the comments below which of the super rares you are looking forward to the most. I gotta say, honestly, they're all great. Between Super 17, the Shenron, as much as I hate it, the Gogeta, the Gotenks, the Black Mass Saiyan, they're just so good. We're going to go ahead and get the frig out here, though, and we'll see you guys in the next video.